Welcome back, everybody. Back again. Little late night stream for you guys. Was going to stream earlier, but as you can tell, I was out in the sun today. I had about, maybe a month worth of outdoor activity where I didn't go outside. Basically streaming all day long and just getting the launch ready and then just doing everything for the launch. Hadn't been outside, so today was an outdoor day for your boy and had an amazing day. It's really awesome. So as you can tell by my little sunburn, but that'll turn to tan pretty quick. So today I just wanted to go over now we're 3 days into trading after the stakes start and after the minting phases end. So I just wanted to look at the charts together and then just start piecing together what it all means for the future of the pools and just everything else. But let's see what's going on in the chat. Hexdeck says, question, will there be a site to connect to and view our staked team and perpetuals, or does it exist and I've just missed it? Thank you. Yeah, let's take a look. So the site, let me share my screen. So it is portfolio, a Maximus portfolio. Here, let's just look at the header there. So this is I'll just paste the link in the chat. So this is the new dashboard for viewing your portfolio. So this is how you can look at it offline without plugging in your wallet. This shows how many of the coins you have liquid and staked and then just total. So it shows the current price of all these things in both hex and dollars. So right now, team is worth 2.199 hex. Base is worth 1.03284 hex. Trio is worth 1.025 hex. Lucky 1.08 hex, and Desi 1.13 hex. And Maxi still commanding an awesome premium at 2.48 hex. And so you can see your liquid and staked tokens, and then also these global team stats here. And just some data on some recent early unstake penalties that people have experienced. But yeah, you can check that out there. Simple site for evaluations of progress. Yeah, so we'll add some more information to this as we go, but right now it shows all the prices and all the values of your liquid and staked team. And say you have two addresses, so like pull up say you wanted to look at both the Hedron deployer and the mystery box. So what you can do is you can just go in here, get the mystery box address. And then just go to new line, paste it in. So if you have numerous addresses or you want to track numerous different wallets, you can just do that. So you can see basically the two largest team and Maxi holders are Hedron deployer and the mystery box. So if you want to track those, you can just do two of these, and then say you want to store this in your bookmarks or something. Yeah, the link up here. It's like if you just like save that somewhere, in your notes or in your bookmark, then it just pops it up right there. So just a simple way for you to monitor your stakes or someone else's stakes, whatever you want. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Awesome pickup, man. Cowboy logic. Let's go. Nice, like the Maxi portfolio. Yeah, Maxi coming soon. Yeah. Coming soon. Stake your Maxi. Yeah, so I guess while we're sharing the screen, this is what we were going to look at today. Are these. So these are the 6 Maximus tokens. So we have Maxi versus Hex, Desi Hex, Lucky Hex, Trio Hex, and Base Hex, and Maxi team. So Maxi Hex, I mean, we already kind of know what's been going on with this. You know, punching through all-time highs, just ratcheting it up there. You know, a lot of there was some. When we just kind of look at the all-time history, it's just like the longer-term chart. We look at this. I mean, basically just like priced right in, you know, a couple of years of yield. And then once we announced that the upcoming team launch was going to be heavily based around Maxi, that's, you know, kind of was always on an upwards trend. But then as Hedron started to heat up and Icosa started coming around, we saw some people exiting their Maxi positions for that, and then Maxi just kind of went on its way without them. So pretty incredible, just what Maxi's been able to do. And then it seems like the market's starting to favorably price in the pretty big reduction in the Maxi circulating supply, because you know, we burnt how many million? Like what was it? 20% of 45 million, so like 8 million Maxi burnt or so. And then here, why don't we just look at this? This will tell us 18 million Maxi burnt, 28 million Maxi held in 369 escrow, and then 46 million Maxi to the mystery box, which when we look at the mystery box, what they've done, I mean, like we just showed here, no transactions. It's all just been there. So right now the mystery box is hoarding these tokens, not doing anything, not providing liquidity, not selling, not staking, not doing anything. So yeah, so that's what's going on with the mystery box. So the market's, you know, perhaps the market is pricing in, it's pricing in the, you know, just like a pretty big reduction in the circulating supply, because, you know, about 93 million, right? Copy wall team. Yeah. So, I mean, add them up, about 93 million Maxi was effectively, you know, what was previously trading or just being held. You know, some percent had been minted and just gone here, so that had never hit the circulating supply, hit the market. But, you know, a huge amount. I mean, that's part of what was driving the price up, was that we had people buying Maxi and team, and so, you know, what makes prices go up and then come back down. There's a couple things. One, it's like, I'll show you some examples. I mean, just look at like the hex chart, for instance, or yeah, why don't we just look at the hex chart, because it's like a little bit less aggressive. This is an all-time chart. Yeah, I mean, it's like when things get bought right up and then sold right back down, that can cause just like, you know, big sell-offs there. Or what can happen is in things like Hedron. The price will go up, but then like as there's just like new supply coming online, as the price goes up, supply that might not have, you know, been like unlocked to sell or minted to sell now just becomes sold. So like it goes up, and then like new supply comes in, either from the old people that have the most hedron, or just the people that bought down here. It's like as you buy up, and then it's just met with like equal amount of selling. That's kind of what happens. But what we see here with Maxi is that like, it was bought up, and then out of the 294 million. So if we say 93 over 294, about 31 of the total fixed supply was minted into Team. And so the Maxi price, like this is like, imagine selling 93 million Maxi. Like that would take us to a deep discount in an instant. Like, let's just look at the, so our trade options here. Let's go to the Maxi one here. This is the most liquid one. So if we hit trade on Uniswap, and then we flip that one and we go to Hex. See what type of price impact. So what do we say in 90 million, 93 million? So the selling of that would take the price down 92%. Well, that would be the price execution, meaning that says the swap this size may have a high up price impact given the current liquidity in the pool. Large difference between the amount of your input token and what you. Yeah, so that's because like all the available coins would just get bought up or sold down into, and so like that amount of Maxi that could have been sold at any time now, you don't know what the mystery box is going to do, but with the 46 million Maxi. But the other 46 million that's, where part of it was burnt and then the other part is held in escrow. It's like those coins can't show up for sale. So let's just do 46 million there to see what the price impact would be. I mean, even that's still like let's see. Yeah, 85% price impact measured in hex. So we look at this. So that's like a huge amount of risk that has been alleviated from the market, is that that amount of hex has been removed from circulating, or that amount of Maxi has been removed from the circulating supply. So like an 82% drawdown would take us to right there. So the amount of Maxi that was removed from circulating supply, if sold in one bit or just sold actively, could have taken us down there. But now that it's removed, then it's like as of now, there's only 4 million Maxi in the liquidity pool. So it doesn't take much incoming demand for Maxi to do that. And since Maxi has has now limited its like big potential sell-off, potential from that burn and the rebate and then the mystery box, which again, you don't know what the mystery box could sell everything. Absolutely, 100% could. But at least the other half that the mystery box chose to distribute to the either to all Maxi people by means of the burn, or to all team stakers by means of the Maxi rebate. The amount that mystery box chose to effectively give away, they a huge amount has been removed from the circulating supply. So maybe that's why we've seen Maxi just kind of continue to float up. Hexlove asks, is now the worst time to buy Maxi? I mean, the worst time to buy Maxi would be, say it ends up being worth, I don't know, 6.5 X at the end. Anything above there would probably be the worst time to buy Maxi, because that's what it's set to earn. And so buying Maxi now is you're betting on that the market is going to price in its end earnings in like a couple of years. Like that's like the ideal Maxi trade, is that you buy it and then rather than, okay, so like let's just go to the monthly chart of Maxi here to include up to 2037. So if our stake ends in July of 2037 and we started here and we're just creeping our way up there. Let's make that thicker. We'll make it orange so you can see a little easier. So if like this is just like the value creeping up, like rather than waiting until 15 years to be able to exercise your Maxi for one max, like 6x per Maxi, 6.5 per Maxi. If you're buying now, like you're betting that it achieves that gain in a shorter amount of time. So like one way to think about it is that like if it's like pricing in a couple years of yield already, you're betting that your percent gains per year is greater than the people that just hold till redemption. So like even though it's like 2.4 to 1 and say it's going to 6.5 over 2.4, that's like 2.7x until it's redemption. So if it hits that in 1 over that amount of time, so if it hits that in like a third of the amount of time, then your effective APY would be equal to someone who just bought and held for redemption, because you experienced that same percent gain, or you experienced less percent gain, but in a shorter period of time than someone who minted at 1-to-1 rate and then just held. So it's kind of like the bond market where they trade, like it's not just traded on like the value of like the underlying asset. It's they're baking in like what they think the market is going to appraise it as in the future. So that's kind of how that, right as we're saying this, we got a $20,000 sell order on the Maxi chart. I bet someone's watching. But yeah, so that's like what you're buying Maxi for, is that you think it's going to hit this value faster than honestly, says hi, Mr. Dip. Where's your scale to conservative? No, I mean, could be lower. Like mine may be pretty. I know everyone wants the daily payout t-shirt to be massive, but you just got to think like what would cause that to be. Because the daily payout per t-shirt is the total payout per day divided by the t-shares that are active that day. And so if the total supply grows at a constant rate, constant percent, like 3.69% per year maximum. It's actually less than that. But then that new income or that new inflation is then divided amongst the active T-shares. If you think that daily payout per T-share is going to go like up a lot, then what you're saying is that the staking rate is going to go down a lot, which I don't actually think that's necessarily the case, because over time, as like OA coins get, effectively like OA is like the biggest payer of interest. Like by holding a lot of liquid hex, they're bleeding out into the people that are staking. So over time, just like more hex goes from OA wallets into non-OA wallets, and as like especially our pools grow, we could be driving this stake rate up a lot. And so if like, and it's not so much just like the stake rate, but the way to think about it would be the T-share replenishment rate. If you think that that like every day T-shares end, like stakes end, T-shares expire. The T-share replenishment rate is a measure of how many of those T-shares that say expire in any given month are replenished by like the next month, like or just whatever time frame you care about. And so, as stakes end, and then those people have a decision: do they restake? Do they hold liquid? Do they stake for a shorter amount of time? Like kind of what's the, like, how does that T-share rate, or like how do the total T-shares grow over time? They have been going down, which I think is just bull market stuff, because like when the price is running, there's like less incentive to stake. And then now that people that did stake and weren't able to sell into any of the pumps that we had, like the 2-year bull market, they just staked the whole time, and now they're like back to where they were a year and a half ago. I think a lot of those people are kind of second guessing the whole stake everything type of strategy. And so in that case, stake rate could go down, just if like less people staking in general, and it kind of has. But I think stake rate going up and down is like a seasonal thing. But also, I mean, with these pools and then other potential pools and things that could cause a lot of hex to be staked, I think there's going to be more T-shares in the future, which means actually less than today's current daily payout per T-share. This like estimate where we get to like 6.5, that's based on like the current T-share payout. I don't think I'm being conservative. We may be overestimating, to be honest. Looking forward to staking my Maxi and Diamond hands, put 30% team staking and still keep my pineapple status after all of it. Can't complain. There you go. I'm sorry, it's a ratio to hex, not value. Yeah. Well, do you mean like a USD price? Do you think like Maxi hits 6? So what would that mean? That would mean like 100x would be $8. So yeah, I mean that actually could happen. Can you show how to swap pairs? E.g. hex Desi pair to show premium. Yeah, here. So why don't we look at? Oh, switch pair. Okay, so here's how you do it. So you just go to Dex Screener. So like, let's look at like Hex Lucky. So by default, it's in USD, but it's measured the price. It's like where it says price is lucky. So it's like how many hex or how many lucky per hex. And so what you want to look at is you want to click up here, 3 dots that says invert pair. And then now you want to click switch to price in hex, because this is price in dollars. And then here it is. So I kind of do want to get away from calling it a premium, or at least like baking the premium off of the net asset value, because what we kind of lose in that is that like basing it off of the minting rate, that was like, it doesn't capture the whole value of the whole thing, because there's like the current earning, like there's the minting rates, there's the principal, and then so let's just see. So lucky, when does that end? Let's just go to like the monthly chart. Lucky ends in 2029. Somewhere, I think October 29. And lucky, shit. So how many T-shares did Lucky get? Actually, you know how we can look at this? Actually, I have it right here. So here's like one way to look at the total value. So Lucky is this one, 2555. Estimated stake value is estimated to be about 197.411 hex. So let's see, 197 divided by, what was the principal on that? 75. So 2.62. So Lucky is expected to reach 2.62 at expiry, so 2.62, about right there. And so if we just drew it from there to there, like that's one way to say it's a premium. Yeah, that's so weird. I don't see why it's okay. So here, let's do this one. October of 2029, we think it's going to get to about 2.6. So weird. Okay, well, anything like it's hard to even like factor in like what to measure the premium on, because that is like measuring it to like the current net asset value just doesn't really capture it all, because you can be pretty accurate that the earnings over the next year or so are going to be pretty predictable. And if it's predictable, then it's like as good as if it's already there. Like if you know with 95% certainty that the daily payout per T-share is going to probably be around like between 6.1 and 6.3 over the next like 2 years, then you can basically assume that that's already there. And so pricing in to like maybe like what we do is we take a huge poll where we have everyone estimate what the future daily payout per T-share is going to be over different time intervals. And then we get like, or maybe we do something where people have to like bet on it, or some type of like, I don't know, futures contract on like daily payout per T-share, so we can get a value that represents the certainty in which the market has that the earning, like just how the earnings rate is going to behave over the next 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 15 years. And as soon as we drop below some threshold of like confidence that the payout's going to be some value, then we call that the earnings to date that are like as good as if, even though they haven't been earned yet, it's like as good as it has been, because the market basically understands that the daily payout per T-share is going to be around some value during that time. So, you know, maybe everything below. Let's go look back at the Maxi chart. Perhaps everything below what the price is going to be. Let's price in hex. So like, if we think that, like, how accurate can we, you know, it's currently 2022. And so right now at the current price, it's like as if the market's pricing in 4 years of yield. So maybe that's like, if we can determine with 3 years of yield as being as good as already earned, because it's pretty certain. And if we just, you know, go forward 3 years from now, so September 2021, then what that means is that the actual premium is only about 9%. So like maybe the way that we do it is that like the premium benchmark is a line that projects off of this line at the time in the future that we determine the earnings to be fairly certain. So like something like that. All you do is so for that one you have to so you have to do those three. You have to do those things. So first, the hex, as it goes like hex Desi, you have to first click invert pair, and then you have to do switch to price and hex, and then that should give you what that value is. Oh yeah, there you go. Maxi premium on ETH goes over 3.5x. How do we see that one? Not sure. Okay, so that's Maxi. Let's talk about the other ones. So Desi, basically within, so the mint phase ended on the 26th. On day one, there was a lot of trading volume. Let's see what that actually looked like. So it looks like someone was dumping their Desi like right after the mint phase ended, which is, I keep looking at people that are trading, and like it looks like sometimes it looks just like amateur hour. People just like compulsively swapping in and out of stuff. Like, and it takes me back to like when I first started in crypto. Like I would like take on a trade, I'd like hit buy, and then minutes later I'd get like anxious about it. I'd be like, oh my God, I'd like zoom out on the chart and be like, oh my God, I think this is the top. And then I'd go and sell, and then the price would start inching up. And then I'd be like, oh shoot, no, I was right. And then I'd go back and buy. Sometimes I think that there's people that like when I just look at, like, 'cause sometimes I'll just, go to this and just like poke around at buy and sellers on here. Like some, like this person that sold, I'd be like, okay, when did they mint? You just like look at their thing, and it's like just a bunch of trading. Like, what are they doing? Like they're probably not even ending up with a lot more money. It's just like they're just like swapping from thing to thing, and like, I mean, I guess here they sold their weight for Maxi. But it's like who's doing that many trades in a day? Like for what? And it's not like their account is particularly big. Like they only have, I mean, it's like an $80,000 account, but it's like they're just like swapping in and out of stuff. And that's kind of what a lot of it was. So, like when I see like those people like right after the mint phase ends, they just like dump all their Desi that they just minted, and then they just basically give it away at a discount, and then it just gets yoinked right back up. Like that dip right out of the gate on the 27th, like literally. So 27th at 0 is when the mint was when it started, or was it? I wonder what time zone this is. Just go to UTC so we can pair it with the. Yeah, okay, 26. So like the day ticked over like right here, and then they just like instantly sold. And it just gets yoinked right back up within 4 hours. So like that person experienced like, because like the way you can see this is like whoever was selling this, the lowest the price got was like 0.83. So like if you assume that the liquidity is constant throughout this whole period of time, then it's like their order execution was like midway through. So it's like they minted. It's like if they had 1 million Desi, that means that they minted with 1 million, but they only sold for 960,000. So they lost like 40,000 hex. Just like, I don't know what they were thinking. Sometimes people just need money, but yeah, I mean, so that just instantly got bought up, and then from that bottom, these people in here, like the people that bought this bottom, their experience, from their perspective, it's like they got Desi for 0.86 hex per Desi, and then now, while everyone else the minted is experiencing like a 13% gain, people that bought that dip right after the mint phase, they're experiencing a 35% gain. So that, and it kind of just reinforces something that I've said before, is that the premiums and discounts are entirely driven by the individual buyers and sellers. Like, it just matters like what the people with the tokens to sell did that day. Like, did they just dump it? And like in that case, someone just who minted just dumped it, and then it was just instantly bought right back up. And so, and it's just like how markets work. It just comes down to like who has coins for sale, how desperately does people want to sell, and then are there new people ready to buy, and at what price? That's kind of what we're seeing play out there. So that was Desi. So lucky, this pool started a little bit later. It looks like this pool started. Let's see if we can. This pool started more recently, so there's been less trading activity on Lucky, but basically right after the mint phase ended, which was like right here, at like 1-to-1, it basically just jumped up 6%, without much selling. And I think what it is that like kind of how we were saying, even though Desi's gone higher, see there's a lot more of this like selling volatility, like more people are selling Desi. I think it just comes down to there being how many tokens did Desi get? Like 500 million. Was it more? Let's see. Dashboard. Yeah, 565. So 565 over 75. So Desi just has 7.5 times as many potential sellers. And so, just more people that might get, might see the price go up and then want to just cash out. So there's just like less people in Lucky. And so maybe that's why we haven't seen the Lucky chart being met with such aggressive selling. I mean, there's actually very little trading going on. Let's see if there's another Lucky pair that's a little more active. Well, I mean, just look right here. The Lucky Desi pair has more liquidity, and so one Desi. Okay, so Desi is at a premium to Lucky. So measured in Lucky, one Desi is worth 1.078 Lucky. But this will be an interesting chart to see play out. Is like which one outperforms in the short term. Because Desi will outperform in the long term. So it has more T shares and it's earning over a long period of time. But in the short term, just with that huge difference in available supply, then perhaps it kind of takes on a life of its own. So let's look at Trio. So this pool just came on yesterday, but since it came on at the like around 1-to-1 rate, this one's up to 1.024, 1.025. And so I think probably just the market's playing more of the Desi lucky game right now. And I mean, Trio was the smallest by minting amount, so maybe there's just in general like less demand for Trio as of now. Trio, I think people are using it more for the stake redemption in 3 years than necessarily price action. Which, interesting enough, the base is actually pricing in its yield faster than Trio, and maybe that's because it's sooner and it's more, there's just more, more certainty in it, and so it's just going to start pricing in that yield sooner, more urgently. But yeah, I mean that's pretty interesting. Is that like it stayed at the 1-to-1 rate, then pretty much as soon as September 27 ticks over, boom, just like ratchets up the first day, and then got sold down. So someone like was selling out of base, and then basically just got yoinked right back into it. That's pretty cool. I love it when like that dip catcher logo. It was my YouTube channel one, but I actually changed it. It's actually pretty crazy. Look at that. Look at that logo right there. And then let's look at I think dipcatcher.com. Look at the dipcatcher.com logo. Or this Hex.trading one. Same logo, but different colors. See that? That's literally like the classic dip catcher pattern, where is it? You see it right there on the chart. That's cool. I love seeing that. Isn't that awesome? So that's the base chart. So right now, a very interesting chart to me is the team Maxi. Let's make sure it's on log. So right now you can get 1 Maxi per 0.88. If you're a smaller buyer, let's look at the where can we trade? So we have so like if you wanted to buy team, let's see what would take this above, like to the equal rate. Last I looked, it was like something like 22,000. What would make this number? Okay, so even with that, you're going to be getting more. So let's say 25,000. Looking for the number that causes you to get less. Why is it? Oh, duh. Much bigger. I was looking at USD. So there's about like $33,000. Here, let's ratchet this up. Let's see if we can find where, if this is less than that, what's we're looking for. That's close. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty close there. So like $47,000 would, like, that would make that buyer's average price be above, like, level out to be 1-to-1. And so there's an opportunity for about, let's see, if the total value that went into team was like what, 90 million times 0.08 at the time. So of the $7.2 million that went into team, what accounts for, here, let's just do it. So 580,123 divided by 90, like 93 million. About 0.6% of the, like, there's like room for buyers that equate to about 0.6% of the minters to buy at a discount relative to the mint rate. So it doesn't take much to do that, and there are plenty of how many? Let's see on the dashboard, and this doesn't even include, because the dashboard stopped refreshing like midway through the day on the last mint day. So about 8 hours before, there were just too many mints, and the system that I had for calculating this just wasn't able to handle it. So how many people had above, what was that value that we were looking at? 5.8. Yeah, so about 58. How many people were above 58? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So there are 21 minters that were like in that range. So like it doesn't necessarily take much, it's only 0.6% new value relative to all the value that went into it at the start to come in to just like, for that buyer to effectively remove, to put the team price in a premium versus Maxi. So if you miss the mint phase, you can actually get if you're a smaller buyer, you can actually get a better deal. But also, the Maxi price going up kind of makes that harder to acquire that amount. But yeah, and it's kind of in line, like literally. Early and yeah, so like right here, this is kind of what we're experiencing. Like if you look at this, like after a mint phase, it's like that absorbed a lot of the demand, especially because there's 21 days and there's such high participation. Like honestly, higher than I thought. Much higher team participation than I thought. I really didn't think the hedger deployer was going to participate the way that they did. Yeah, I mean, it was higher participation than I thought, especially considering how difficult it was to give up the Maxi. Like just that decision, so it's higher participation than I thought, and then 21 days, and so just like a lot of that demand is kind of it was absorbed by the mint phase, and then also there's not so much like urgency to be buying, because like if you were to stake right now, and that's kind of what I picked it here. Since next staking period doesn't start for almost a year, team buyers are less urgent. So there's almost like not too much of a rush to buy team right now, just because like the next staking period is in 2 years, there's like the mint phase just ended, and kind of how you hear where it says stakers from last period are ending stake and selling team, or just like people that like minted team with their Maxi and then are just like compulsively switching to some other new thing. They may be selling or just as like like Maxi values going up, team value is kind of tied to Maxi, and then the hex price is going up. So like those people, like let's look at the team value in dollars. see, from the time the minting phase ended, the 26th of September. Yeah, so because then, like, before then it was just tracking Maxi. It was just like 1-to-1 with Maxi, and so like Maxi measured in dollars, because, like, and Maxi is based on hex. But basically, since the mint started, or the mint ended, so 26th, it's basically just like hugged around this range between, it's like oscillated between this like 6% range. So from the 27th, so the last day of the mint, it like went, so it's basically in dollars where it was on the last day of the mint. And it had kind of oscillated up and down here, but sometimes people just need money, and kind of what we're showing here is that, like, there's not so much urgency to buy just yet, because it, like, the next staking period is in 366 days. That's the next deadline. So that's kind of what explains it. Just, kind of like when Hex, on the first day of Hex, so there was so much pent up demand that, like, the day one minting rate on Hex was like 90% higher than like the day 30 minting rate. It's kind of like that, where just like a lot of the demand is absorbed in that initial period of time, and then it just kind of adjusts. So that's actually a really positive thing, because then not only do we have just like minters, but now we have people that bought and they feel like they got a good deal, and people that buy something and then experience positive performance from it. Those tend to be the strongest proponents, and it's just like a good opportunity for onboarding new people into team. So I think that's kind of what we're seeing here, is that, like, just after a staking period begins, that things just in team may just kind of cool off a little bit, as the urgency just is kind of alleviated. But just as soon as, if we look at the team supply, so if you just ignore the mystery box team, which wasn't eligible to stake this first year, and like, so user team is like 93, so 71 over 93, that's like 76% of all the team that was like minted by users, other than the mystery box, is staked. So that's pretty high, right? And so there's relatively low team for sale. There's only about 20 million team that's non-mystery box team for sale. And so I think it's just kind of experiencing just like the kind of hangover from just like an exciting mid phase with lots of participation. But I think it's in a nice spot for new people to onboard into. Let's see what's going on Twitter. As a Hexan, I'm happy that I'm invested in this ecosystem. If you research little, you can easily gain the knowledge that passes down generations from now. I'll wait for propulsion no matter how long it takes. Thanks for 50% in the world. I'm literally blown away with this one. Better than Cosmo Jenkins, Exologist. I don't know who that is. Don't know who that is. I don't know what you're talking about. Hexamancer says, I trust Richard Hart, Alex, Skull Key, Tonto. That's it. That's cool. Don't forget to include the premium discount in the dashboard. Yeah. And we showed it in Hex. So yeah, maybe we'll keep adding to that. I'm starting to focus on kind of the next contract that we're going to roll out. We haven't announced it yet because it's so awesome. We're just gonna kind of let things cool off. It's gonna be a big boost for team, and continue to solve massive problems that are arising in the Hex staking ecosystem. So stay tuned for that. That's why I wanted to get the dashboard done. Since the hedge fund employee is very involved in Maximus, use the experience of building pools to make 360-day whale ICOSA staking pools. Because reward staker, hedge fund says with diamond hands and all four. Desi or the mystery box for 369 or split 8%. It's a cool idea. Really cool idea. Never thought of that one before. Someone else posted something really nice today that I wanted to read. ExceptCookies.xch says, Maximus DAO gave you a chance to mint the biggest Quattro Cinco bonus you could achieve while providing instant liquidity and custody. And then went and did that for the perpetual 1, 3, 7, and 10-year hex stakes at 1-to-1, all before the release of Pulse Chain, all without a sacrifice. Oh yeah, we did that. See, I think that's like a really strong competitive advantage that we have. Is it like a lot of people building, it's like they don't know how to build, and so they need to like get a bunch of cash first, and then they can like try to hire people and like manage that effort to get something built and launched. And then what you end up seeing is like just like crazy scope creep, and like where like it's like they have so much money to use that they're like, oh, we'll build this, we'll build this, we'll build this. Oh, it's fine. We just hire people to build it. Let's build. And then they just have like a rambling wreck and a ton of employees with, you know, very high budget and like building stuff before there's evidence of demand. So I think that's like a big competitive advantage that we have, is that like, you know, is that we are both the subject matter experts and can build it all from scratch by ourselves in not a lot of time. And we have good sense of it, you know, because I mean, Golki and I, we've been building early stage 0-to-1 startups since 2016, and not many other people have. So we actually have a lot of really practical experience related to just knowing what to build and in what order, and more importantly, what not to build. And so I think that's like a hidden benefit of just like how we've rolled out, where like everything launches as a complete product, no money switches hands, or no money is transferred until you can mint your own coins and it's live. I think that puts us at a really serious advantage, because like, you know, what if, you know, not saying we have plans to, but like, what if, you know, there's some of these sacrifice projects that, what if we see an opportunity to just like compete with? And how are they going to keep up if, you know, like if we just like run circles around these people where they need big budgets in order to build something, and meanwhile, and they need big budgets for marketing, big budgets for everything. Meanwhile, we come in, it's like, okay, the total spending for Maxi was like, the audit was like $4,000. Total spending for, and then other than that, not like no marketing expenses. Like, okay, the hosting, $50 a month to host and build sites. And then for this one, there were 2 audits involved. So the Maxi and Perpetuals audit, that was like $5K, and then Diamond Hands audit was expedited, so that was like $4,000. So $9,000 on audit, and then $700 on my minting bot. And so the total spending was just out of pocket. Like I paid for it. People ended up sending me a little bit of money for the first audit, but I didn't even ask on the second one. In total, that spending is what, like $15,000, and it was all basically 90% was on audit. Like, I think it's this very strong competitive advantage that we can build products that are in high demand, that solve real problems, with, and not even much time either, all before Pulse Chain. Like literally, we rushed to launch Maxi. We cut the mint phase because we thought Pulse Chain was launching, and then we rolled out. We're like, okay, like our whole plan was like, all right, we'll just roll out Maxi, and then next product, like we'll just roll out Pulse Chain and Ethereum at the same time. But who cares if we miss the deadline for the fork? But then it just, the way the time worked out, we were able to roll out this next thing. Just in, first one it launched on April 15th, and the second one launched on September 5th. So what is that? May, June, July, August, September. So in under 5 months, we're able to roll out, two entire new systems. And the Diamond Hands thing was that literally took from announcement to, we announced that a couple days into the pools, and we launched it with 4 days remaining. So that was like 2 weeks. Granted, it was literally just the team staking, but rather than minting and burning the coins, or rather than burning when you stake and minting to do it, it was like transfer to the contract to transfer out. So like, granted, that one is literally just repurposing code we had already built and tested. But yeah, I mean, I think that's just kind of the nature of our team, is that we have real competitive advantage against other, some of these sacrifice projects, where they have big budgets, but it's not like they have much to show for it. And like what would they do if like, just say, I mean, I don't even want to name any of them, because I'm not suggesting we're like have any plans of like trying to do what some of these sacrifice projects are doing, but yeah, how do you compete with us? And Alex too. I mean, Alex is in the same boat, like, building things, single person development effort, grassroots marketing efforts, building complete products before any money changes hands or anything happens. So I think that we're demonstrating that like there's a bright future for Maximus DAO, and a lot of that comes down to our ability to just make stuff without a lot of time, without a lot of money. It brought the opportunities of Team and Diamond Hands. We didn't mint their products one-to-one, missing catchable history. Yeah, I mean, that was a historic event. Like, we took a big risk, right? Because like the original idea was just to do one pool. So we're like, no, we'll dilute from each other. But then we're thinking, you know what? At some point, there's going to be some type of competitor. If someone's going to dilute us, it better be us. And so, we really pushed it on this last launch. Invented whole new models of like income distribution for DAOs with Team, like a lot of invention within the team. And wasn't so much invention on the pools. I mean, it's basically like a wrapped hex stake. So like, that's certainly invention, but like, I'd say like more serious invention went on in Team, with the team staking and stuff. So the, like that was pretty big. I think that was a big breakthrough. Was with that, and it was pretty historical. Like, we launched literally 5 tokens at once, and 810 million hex went into the pools, and then 90 million Maxi went into Team. Like, that completely smashed our expectations. We had no idea it was going to be that big. We were like, bear market, it's going to be low interest in general. ICOSA just happened, and that sucked up a lot of hex. A lot of people locked in a bunch of money into the Hedron and ICOSA staking. A lot of people were kind of hooked on that stuff, and they kind of don't want a competitor to kind of take some momentum. People are down big. Pulse Chain isn't out yet, and so like there are a lot of things that we thought were going to kind of dampen the size of this launch, but it was massive, guys. It was huge. So stoked I didn't lose interest in bear market and miss out on it. That's what's up. Pretty cool devs, actually, public facing, live stream, code assembly, good natured. Super to meet them both in Vegas at Pulse Chain conference. Hexian builders are awesome. Thanks, Gary. Crypto Dave says, I got in a Maximus team perps and Diamond Hands will keep accumulating liquid tokens before posting launch, so I get a copy. And yes, I will Diamond Hands those as soon as possible too. Nice. Hexkeef says, well said. 2 great hexagons doing the right thing, building solid products the right way without the expectation of community sacrifice. It's a high standard of execution that other projects should follow if they want to be taken seriously in our community. I agree. Just make stuff. Seriously, I'm loving this. So that's pretty cool. Let's see that. Let's see what's going on Maximus Twitter. What year will Maximus DAO flip Apple market cap? Next year. 7 years. Lucky. That's right. This is funny. An alternative caption could have been Hex when Maxi launched. We're off to the races, folks. Congrats to all. Already proven to be a solid investment. Oh, yeah. Definitely is. Versology says, congrats, guys. Hey, Dipcatcher, I've staked my base, but on the portfolio is showing liquid. I'm confused why my base not staked. You probably, if you think you staked it, that means you probably just approved it to be staked and you didn't complete the stake action. So that can definitely happen. You have to click approve and then you click stake. So why don't you check that? Check your Etherscan and you may see, because like, let's see, what's a good example? I guess right here. So let's grab this. It's so funny. I just use the Hedron deployer. Whenever I'm trying to show an example of something, I just use Hedron deployer because so where are they? Okay, right here. So so these join club. Okay, I mean, look right here. So these, that's what you should see are 2 transactions. There's approve and then join club. So you might have only clicked approve. So that's probably what happened. You didn't do the whole, you'd have to do 2 transactions. Chris says, congrats, guys. They already read these. Tonto, what's up, Chris? Perps are the ultimate way to stake Hex, that's right. Hexlove says, wow, the Dipcatcher pattern and logo is really cool, man. Thank you. Yeah, I really like it. I feel like it really kind of captures the essence of it all. Just like price go up, it dips, then it goes up. It's like a cool logo. Yeah, I really like it. Chris asks, thoughts on EIP 4444? Yeah, so it's not changing anything with like the actual data that's stored in the blockchain. It's changes how the, like what the nodes have to store to validate the chain. So I don't think it's a critical issue. I mean, let's just look, let's read it. I'll show you what I was reading. So prune historical data and clients older than 1 year. Clients must stop serving historical headers, bodies, and receipts older than 1 year in the P2P layer. So you see that the P2P layer? So that's like the nodes. So when the nodes are communicating data to each other, they're not including the full entire system memory. Like they are just having a reduced amount. They said historical blocks and receipts currently occupy more than 400 gigabytes of disk space and growing. Therefore, to validate the chain, users must typically have a 1 terabyte disk. Historical data is not necessary for validating new blocks. So once a client has synced the tip of the chain, historical data is only retrieved when requested explicitly over the JSON RPC or when a peer attempts to sync the chain. By pruning the history, this proposal reduces the disk requirement for users. Pruning history also allows clients to remove code that processes historical blocks. This means that execution clients don't need to maintain code paths that deal with each upgrade's compounding changes. Finally, this change will result in less bandwidth usage on the network as clients adopt more lightweight sync strategies based on the proof-of-stake weak subjectivity assumption. So clients should not serve headers, block bodies, and receipts that are older than history prune epochs on the network. Clients may locally prune headers, block bodies, and receipts older than that. Bootstrapping and syncing. The CIP impacts the way clients bootstrap and sync. Clients will not be able to full sync using dev P2P since historical data will no longer be served. Clients must use a weak subjectivity checkpoint to bootstrap from a more recent view of the chain. For the purpose of syncing, clients treat weak subjectivity checkpoints as a Genesis block. We call this method checkpoint sync. For the purpose of this proposal, we assume client always start with a configured and valid weak subjectivity checkpoint. The way this is achieved is out of scope for this proposal. Rationale. The proposal forces clients to stop serving old historical data over P2P. We make this explicit to force clients to seek historical data from other sources, instead of relying on the optional behavior of some clients, which result in quality degradation. So it's just talking about how the clients receive old data. So clients meaning Etherscan or a full node, like APIs that let you read historical data from the chain. So that's really all that's changing. It's not like, that doesn't mean that like blocks from over a year ago are getting thrown out or overwritten or anything. Like all that'll still be the same. So the contracts don't read from the client. The contracts read directly from the blocks or from the blockchain and like the system, like the EVM memory. So this doesn't, and even here when it talks about like this, where it says preserving historical data. This proposal impacts nodes that make use of historical data, i.e. web applications that display history of blocks, transactions, or accounts. Preserving the history of Ethereum is fundamental. We believe there are various out-of-band ways to achieve this. Historical data can be packaged and shared via torrent magnet links or over networks like IPFS. Furthermore, systems like Portal Network, the graph can be used to acquire historical data. Clients should allow importing and exporting of historical data. Clients can provide scripts that fetch verified data and automatically import them. So it just comes down to like how external applications read from the chain. So there shouldn't be an issue. And then right here, so that's a risk, is that there's a risk that more dApps will rely on centralized services for acquiring historical data because it will be harder to set up a full node. Yeah, and when I'm thinking of the, like, how I currently use events. So on some of the, like when I probed like that the minting list, I was pulling from events. Right here, when I'm pulling early end stakers, I'm pulling from events here. So like perhaps on websites that show old activity, I have to do this in a different way. Or like catch them as they come in. So as opposed to like here where I like regularly search all events for new, like, and just compile the whole list. What that means is like as like a website that displays information about the history of the chain, that I need to just actively be listening and recording events, because like those aren't going to be permanent. So that's kind of what. So what can I do now with my base that I thought I had staked? I feel so stupid. It's just sitting there on Diamond Hand dashboards. So stake now, it's going to be for the next stake review. Yeah, I mean, just sit on it. You're not missing out on that much. You're really not. It's just, who cares? The base on its own is good on its own. Like, you don't need to be doing, it kind of brings good, like a lot of people feel the need to always be doing something with their coins, but these coins are already doing something. They're already holding on to staked hex. So like, you don't need to do another thing with them. Like the Diamond Hand, that's just like a nice bonus, but that's just the way it is. You had to complete the 2 transactions, and if you didn't, it's okay. A lot of people didn't. Only like 10%, it was more than 10%. Only like 10% of the coins are diamond handed. So like, it's not like the rewards would have been that high anyways. Like the max rewards. I mean, let's look. So base was kind of high. So 23% of base was diamond handed. And so the maximum rewards, if 100%, if everyone but you early unlocked 23 times 0.2, then the rewards would be like if everyone but you ended, it would be like 4.6. But like 23, say like 10% of people times 0.1. Even if like 10% of people left, then that's 0.46 divided by about 20 million remaining, like 2% extra coins. Like, it's really not that much. So I wouldn't worry too much. Chase Jonathan says, my brain is swollen from alpha absorption. Thanks. Chase, I'm lost but ahead at the same time. Should we stack Hex team for this new contract? Maybe. Probably team. X Logic. What up to Legend? What's up, man? Did catch the Maxi token was the 3rd best move I made to go into the bear market. First was capturing Hex end stakes for PLS. Second was one huge stake ending for PLSX. Maxi was the cherry on top. Oh yeah. Hexiest man in the world says, I agree, brother. Huge competitive advantage. You're someone I want on any team. Thanks for all you've done. Shout out to Golki also. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. When can we expect to see balances of liquid perpetuals in MetaMask Watch? As soon as like CoinGecko just list them. So hopefully soon. Team is a leverage advantage for the ecosystem. Perpetual simple. Oh yeah. Really amplifies them. Progress of Puyo says big brain is greater than big budget. Yeah. Oh yeah. I agree. Having been in private equity for as long as I have, you know how to pick winners. These guys are exactly that. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm on record on a stream on my channel right after the Maxi launch and on DM with Golki saying how incredible it would be if he created ladder opportunities in my stream with my neighbor. That's cool. See, you knew. I remember saying it would have to be multiple coins. I'm so glad y'all did that. Historic, bro. All credit to y'all. Just saying how excited I was to see that. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm glad that other people were thinking positive around the same thing. Word up. I just went to Trialize and realized you were live. I checked at the new link also, and I cannot see my base either. I mean, is your base staked? If you did Diamond Hands, it's on your wallet. It's in the Diamond Hand contract. So go to maximus-portfolio.anvil.app and then check it out. Y'all, 22 likes. This man has not only taken the time to develop one of the most transformative set of projects in smart contract history, but they took the time to make this video. Take time to like. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Yes. Hit that like button. Smash that subscribe button. Pulverize that share button. You know the drill. Off topic, the production on Cody's new album is insane. I'll have to listen to it. Great clarification. Thank you. Yeah, good question. And if y'all need any more mods or have extra wrenches holding down, I'm your boy. All right. Yeah, we'll do that. Hex Love says, I thoroughly enjoy staring at my Maximus portfolio website. Unbelievable. I staked my Desi 10 years out. What an amazing system. I guess I do make 10-year resolutions. Hey, man, that's awesome. Don't stare too much, though. But just enough. Maybe we should put ads on that. How funny would that be if we just, like, plastered it with, like, sidebar ads, pop-up ads, clickbait ads, literally did the whole gamut. Not every contract needs data from 555 days ago. It's just the best one that does. Yeah, and I mean, reading from the contract, it's like it's all that's always there. But like the event logs don't necessarily need to be there. If you launch Diamond Hands for Maxi, it will be the full stake length or yearly, probably till the end. Probably make it where if you probably increase the penalty. I'd say maybe 25% penalty, and you're holding till redemption, just the Diamond Hands way. Thought they were all 1 year at first to get some staked. Yeah, you are. Good to see you. How far away for EIP 666? I don't know what you mean. I mean, how far away until that one happens? I mean, I don't know. Let's see. The CIP is not recommended for general use or implementation as it is likely to change. Okay, so who knows? Let's see when they... Yeah, it says this EIP removes history, but not state. State is what matters for contract. So Brent asked, is there any plans to show diamond hand pools and rewards on Maxi portfolio? Let's see if anyone's actually diamond handed. We're gonna look this up right now. Okay, so let's get so this was get early end stakes for team, but why don't we do this for the diamond hands? Should all be the same. So get DH early end stakes. So let's get the diamond hand contract in here. So DH addresses. And then let's say DHABI. Okay. We're going to create a new data table here. Rename to DH early and stakes. We know we're going to make this visible from the form, and they can already create that. So now, why don't we go to here? So save that later. So we're just going to say block equals 0. So let's just see what we can get here. So rather than that, we're just going to print. Okay, so let's run that. Let's make this a callable. So ticker, DH address ticker, events equals DH contract. Early events, early end stake, create filter from block, get all entries. Yep. Okay. So let's run that, and then let us this. and build server.call. So let's see Desi. Oh, wow, look at that. Already. So 10,000 Desi was withdrawn. So that's funny. Oh, and that person, okay, so this person actually, so they started in the next year's, but then early end stake, so they are paying into the current one. Interesting. So let's see, Lucky. Doesn't look like there's been anything on Lucky. And then Trio. Okay, nothing on Trio. Ace has got to have something. Just my test one. Interesting. Yeah, so I'll probably add them. Now that we have this, it's like I'll just be regularly checking this, and then as soon as it starts adding up to something material, then we can add it. But for now, I mean, there's only this one was my test one, and there was only one of these, so probably not yet. What's up, guys? For me, private equity stands for physical exercise. Give him a like. Just retweeted it out. Ads. Mega says you're incredible. Hey Mega, you're incredible too. Chris Side Effect, good to be here. Thanks, mate. I'll leave it liquid for I have all my other perpetuals are staked. Anyway, champ. Including my team. Cheers. Depetra, thanks for the advice. Thank you for building an awesome system. Thank you. Chris says nothing but alpha from DC. That's what I'm here for. My heart's staking. Let's go. Feature me. Luis asked, do you use Anvil for every project? Also, what do you use for writing the RC20 code? Yeah, I use Anvil for literally everything. Everything. Fun stuff, work stuff, crypto stuff, literally everything. Like literally. It's like my number one, outside of like, I mean, maybe more than just hex related stuff. Like it's my number one used product by far. I use it for truly everything. And then what do you use for writing the RC20 code? So I use Remix. Platform called Remix, which is the editor for Solidity. And then just like write the contracts in Solidity. So Hextech says, what's your next move in the Hex community? Is there anything else to do? I do a lot of kneeling and praying. Talking about staking, have you seen the Desi number 2 stake getting mind-blowing past the 15-year stake? Oh yeah, I mean, if Desi, like, so Desi starts at 500 million, and it's probably going to be worth, I mean, let's look at the estimate. Oh shit. Damn it. Is it here? Oh yeah. Oh, here. Yes. So the Desi stake is probably, let's see, which one is Desi? 3696. So Desi's probably going to be 2.25 billion hex at the end. So, like, think about the big payday on that one. I mean, even here, so like, base at the end of the value, it's going to be about 102 million. Or no, it's not base. This is trio. So trio, which is like 69. What's principal? Yeah. So trio will be 2/3 of the way to the, to the bigger pays better bonus. And in 3 years, who knows how much more liquid hex is going to be available in general. Base is going to be at 112. So all it needs to reach the full bigger pays better bonus is 38 million hex. Lucky will be past the bigger pays better bonus. Oh, this is Maxi, so that's going to be worth about 1.76. But what's awesome is that the Desi is going to be at 2.25 billion. So like the earnings on that are massive, like for team stakers. So as these pools grow, payouts grow. So every cycle we're going to see larger team payouts. Adon says, it's funny I stake on all fake ETH fork, but forgot the main one. Spend and approve got me there. Has to be better to do spend and authorize token better ways in the future, but still true champ. No, I mean, that is the best way. It really is. It'd be a really bad situation if it wasn't. People would be getting yoinked left and right. Yeah, it is. It is better that you have to deliberately grant approval and then perform a transaction. Like that is actually like a critical piece of security. So yeah. Game theory, if that what many will start doing and not sell and stake on team, Maxi. Yeah. Sick. Thanks, brother, for creating that for us to see on the portfolio. Much easier to see all in one place now. Diamond Hands was so dope. Still get to have that liquid hex and perps as well as team. We're able to use Diamond Hands to keep us discouraged from end staking. New model, new interface. So yeah. Okay, if you deploy it later on, that's cool. Well said. Lo quiero. I just wanted to have it on there to see early end stake penalties of all pools. Hextech says prosperity. What up, fam? When do you think we can expect to see balances on liquid precious and mass wallets? As soon as CoinGecko adds support. So hopefully soon. So freaking dope. This is real DeFi to levels many dream about. Yeah, I mean, this is real DeFi. Not like fake DeFi. This is like the real deal. And I'm very proud to be sharing this moment with you guys. See if anything's changed. No, not really. Let's see some of our. See what's going on in Hedron. Yeah, what do you think happens? I mean, that looks like a nice little formation right there. Little boop-de-boop right there. Hopefully that remains. I mean, it broke out of this, so hopefully it stays up. I mean, it's got some good short-term support there. And probably the main thing just working against it is just like this fractal, like a macro double top. Probably just the main thing, because like last time price was at these levels, it activated a bunch of sellers and that took it down how far? 97% to the bottom. But I mean, let's just go to like a realistic, like where most people bought and sold at. I mean, even there, it's like a whole week it spent above there. And then like, so let's go like to where it spent the whole week above and then the whole week below. So, yeah, I mean, 92%. So like, just like how similar that, I guess the run up looks different, you know. It's like this was a run up that happened in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 days, whereas this run up took from June, so July, August, September. It's like 3 months of up. But I'd say that's the only kind of bearish thing that this looks like is just like this whole fractal, like big move up, sell off, a little bit of relief, and then just like continued sell off. I mean, I guess it looks more like this section of the chart looks more like that section of the chart kind of looks like this. So I guess we'll see, like, let's, because I mean, look right here, like last time it did that, it's like price tried to go up and then like it was met with immediate sell pressure, and then that momentum just kind of kept going. So let's see how it fights through there. But if it breaks through, then perhaps we can see some good buying. Like, I mean, I don't know, it's kind of like this level I think would be really good. Like if we break here, I mean, that's kind of like a, you know, that's on the short. So we're talking longer time frames. I mean, just like right here, that's like a good level, basically like the start price. And then these levels like this, where it like held above for a while, then broke through, and then it had rebounded and it held from above. That's like typically a strong level. And same here too. So yeah, we'll just have to see. Hopefully headwind goes up. Let's look at Cosa. All right, that's a good sign. Okay, Cosa head. So let's invert pair. Switch to price and hex. So it's still below, like this is like the arbitrage level up here. And the other day there was a big seller, like someone like straight up nuked the price. If you look at the Icosa chart. But I mean, it looks like it's starting to recover a little bit. At least it's getting back up there. Like anytime it gets up here, it's like if it creeps above like this level, just new Icosa is minted and then sold into it. So, but it's kind of, I don't know, like let's go to HSI watch. Let's find the Icosa contract. So there's 5,776 HSIs that were sold through Icosa contract. Think about that, how crazy that is. Like, and what we had looked at on, what was that called, Bloxy the other day? Just like What was the name of the function? HSI buyback 5773. So like this user has done 208 of these. Like this person's literally spamming the chain. Like this person's literally littering. Like imagine you could just like drink out, you have like a glass cup that you could drink water out of, but then you decide to just drink 208 water bottles and throw the plastic into the ocean. That's literally what this guy's doing. Like, what is he thinking? Like, truly, what the fuck is this person doing? How much? I mean, it looks like they've came in and out with a bunch. I mean, this person has a huge amount of hex. And so, what are these HSIs? Okay, so let's see there. HSI stake sell, hex stake sell. Yeah. Let's see if we can see the amounts here. Whatever. But I mean, just look at how many people are like, it's like, they had, I think when we did the numbers, there's like 3,000 people that did 5,000 stakes. Like, that's just kind of stupid if you think about it. And so like all these stakes are getting made, and I really want to do some analysis on this that to show just like how many of these are not going to be feasible to end. And what sucks is that it's going to be small users who are stuck holding the bag in these HSIs. But it's just pretty funny to me. Like I keep thinking about this, that like the stake pools had like 3,300 unique participants, put 800 million. I mean, here, let's pull up my tweet where we're actually getting out the numbers. So there were 3,348 perpetual pool minters with 810 million hex across 4 individual stakes versus 3,065 Icosa minters with 450 million hex over 5,756 individual HSIs. Like, it's pretty shocking, just like the efficiency comparison. Like, and like, there's really no benefit to like these individual HSIs. Like, being non-fungible really hurts their salability, whereas like the fungibility of the stake pools is like a major benefit. So like they're already in like a worse format, and then each user has to end the stake on their own. Like, it's actually like really, I think that this whole system was, I mean, it does what it's intended to do, which is drive hedge-run auctions. Because like, take a guess, everyone watching this, how many hedge-run auctions have there been? How many HSIs have been sent to liquidation? Put it in the chat. Take a guess without looking anything up. Try to guess. It's Donkey Kong time. Yeah, can you imagine the price of Hex in 10-5 years? Can you imagine the 5 years Maximus perpetual hedge-run ecosystem, boosting its use case to build for the future and going full chain system? That's Silver's what. Just kidding. Silver kind of he I don't think he likes me. He got like upset one time because we had a debate just about like he like quote tweeted one of my tweets. He's like, let me put this all in perspective, as I was talking about gas prices on future end stakes, and he basically just said like, oh, Pulse Chain's going to fix this, and there's going to be innovation that makes gas cheap again, and I was like, no, I mean, that's a lot of hopium there. You know, it's like what if that's not the case? My parents just like, okay, well, even if the fees are low, like you're gonna have better performance of the pools. And then like a little bit later, he like replied to another tweet, and he was like, I get bad energy from you. I'm gonna keep my distance. And so, yeah, I don't think Silver's too big. I don't think he's a big dip catcher fan. One of the few. It's funny. Just when Goki and I were, we were like, just like we were talking on the phone. Is right as like right when everything was done, he was like, "Fuck the haters." It's like all one of them. It's pretty funny. I don't know, those degenerates are active. You'd be surprised. Tax lucky pool rising. Let's get some guesses. How many of them are there? There's a number, and I looked it up today. Let's find this person. Yeah, let's go to Hedron. It's trivia. How many liquidations are there? So first, while you guys are guessing, I'm going to confirm what my analysis. Okay, so liquidation list. See the liquidation ID. See how that gets incremented. Okay, so when we add it, okay, so it is incremented each time there's a liquidation. So Chris says 369. Liquidations are basically the entire value proposition, as far as I understand. Yeah, and take a guess at how many there have been. Let's see how close you are, but don't look it up. You can. I'll show you how to look it up, but so far the only guess we have is Chris saying 369. I don't know if Josh knows. I was talking about crypto software knows you a me Professor Funding Jam Jr. He got the holy custom my custom Hedron. Genius dude. Yeah, he is smart. I like him. I wonder what his like just financial performance is on all this stuff. Okay, Josh says 11. So the way you check is you just like pick out numbers that are just because liquidation list, the numbers start with 0, so or with 1 rather. So like this was the first liquidation, was this HSI, and then so let's see if 30. So there's no more than 30 because it's all zeros. It's an empty field. 29. Yep. So there's only 29 HSIs for liquidation. But then when ICOSA launches, then there's going to be 5,000. So that was always what I had the hardest time. And I still can't really wrap my mind around, like, in what world do you like take out a loan and then force it to go into liquidation? It's like, why not just sell that to a buyer, like outside of that? Because you're effectively just selling the the HSI, but you're not getting the, I don't know, it's like, that was always just really weird to me. Like why, like why is it necessary? Like, why do we need a bunch of Hedron HSIs to go into liquidation? Like, clearly people just want to hold the HSI. They don't want to take the advance on the Hedron. Because also it's like, if you have to start making payments in 90 days, it's like, what are you going to do in that time? Josh says only makes sense if Hedron price goes up, I suppose. Yeah, like if you borrow Hedron against it and then the price pumps and you can't, and like you use the borrowed funds to like buy something and then you can't afford the Hedron. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of dangerous in general to borrow something that is going to go up in value. Just because like if you have to pay back in those units, and the price went up against you, then like you're wrecked. That's why it's good to borrow against like USDC. Are you referring to Silver and the champ who doesn't like you? I mean, I don't know if he doesn't like me, but he just like, he said that I have bad energy, or my threads have bad energy, and that he wanted to distance himself. So that's what he said. It's on Twitter. Just go see the conversation. But I don't really mind. I mean, it's not for everyone, and people are gonna like promote the stuff that they want to promote, and I don't think anyone owes me anything, so I do not mind. Silver went after Hex token as well. Made a video about him. Was dumb. I wonder why. I mean, probably, you know, for me, it's like, I don't see why he had any negative feeling about me. Probably with Hex token, since Hex token like has like a Discord group and stuff, like he probably just, you know, views them as competitors for like the service he provides. So I didn't know that, but I don't really care. 10K, no, 29 HSIs have been to auction. Oh, he's made videos on other tokens in the past. I mean, who cares? Who cares? See, I just can't relate. Just like going after people. Like it's like I take people head on in debate, but like. Silver's deranged love for Hedron. His drama is very entertaining. Seeing him bite someone's head off is like the feeling I get watching local news. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely, it's like anyone making content like that's the, like, you know, you got to be putting on a show, and so that's what he does, and it must be working. So at the current price levels, how much value of Hedron can we borrow versus value of Hex? I have no idea, to be honest. That's a tough question to answer. How's it going, bros? Pretty good. What is silver anyways? Silver is okay, chemical symbol Ag. Seems to be very little relation to the name of the element. Ag is short for argentum, the Latin word for silver. Oh, do you know what I think is cool? Silver in ant hill. I love this. Let's speed this up. So literally they get molten silver and put it in here, put it in an anthill. It's crazy to look at the surface of that. I would love to do this, but I just don't know where to get a big ass thing of silver that big. Oh, molten aluminum. Okay, that's aluminum. That's not silver. Imagine being an ant just in your house and someone just dumps freaking molten aluminum. Isn't that awesome? That's so cool. I want to figure out how to do that. Hey, hell yeah. I wonder what the total number of giveaways that I've done. Let's see how that has impacted my channel. Wow. Let's see my analytics. Oh, wrong. Oh my god, copyright claim. What? It's bullshit. You copyright claimed me. Oh my god. That's bullshit. Huh. Wow. That's bullshit. No wonder it only got so many views. Let's make that public. Oh, actually, I know why. I know why. Because that one got duplicated. So here, we can keep that as private. So, where can I see analytics? Wow, that's pretty cool. Watch time. Wow. 379 subscribers. Traffic source. Browse. Huh. Geography. Mainly United States, UK, Australia. Cities are New York, LA, London, Sydney, Chicago, Zurich. That's interesting. Viewer age, mainly 35 to 44. Wow. Probably all male. 96% male, 3% female. Subscription status. Wow, 67% of my subscribers, or my subscribers make up 67% of my views. Content type, live streams. Look at that. Look at my live streams. I just get on here and I go live. It's kind of cool. Top content this period, okay. Wow. Pretty good. Thanks, y'all. Let's see what we can do on this. Whatever. Maxi team, the perpetuals. Name says check out the details of my new Twitter. NAEEM. Oh my god, dude, that's badass. Just out mystery box. Dude, that's sick. Quite badass. Team champion, that's sick too. All those Watsas. Whole lot of Watsas. Dude, that's so cool. Viewing from Australia. Silver Oliver Lucky for sure. Oh, maybe. FUD don't work on here. Thought I locked up all my perpetuals, was surprised to see all my shares still liquid. Yeah, you probably did the approve, but not the join club function. You have to do both. 10K was guessed how many sent Fricoso. What's that number? So the number of so there have been 29 HSIs that have gone to liquidation so far, just naturally. And then with Icosa, there's about to be 5,700. And so, yeah, it's basically going to be like the people with a lot of hedgeron are going to end up with the most valuable HSIs, and the people without a lot of hedgeron are going to end up with the least valuable HSIs. And it's going to suck to be those people. Let's go, team. All right, guys. It's time for me to hop off. An awesome time today. It's casual stream. Look at some numbers. But we had a good time. All right, so we'll see you guys soon. Have a good night, everybody.